other than things that can give us pleasure for the moment. This isn't just a story about the age gap relationship, how a person dark past, masked by charm and charisma.
Yo, that nigga covered in blood. They still got the video, bro. He covered in blood, bro.
How a person dark past, masked by charm and charisma, can spiral into violence when the spotlight fades. And at the end, someone's life was stolen in cold blood. All because they loved the wrong person. Yeah. That's up there in age. Look good, seem to have their head on their shoulders from the outside looking in, but can't seem to have a relationship, or at least keep one. Why you think that's so? But before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember.
Like, you thought that was something new? He old as hell and only could have got something that young. You really, like, what was you thinking? Like, when they do that, you got to think, like, something got to be wrong with them or something. You know? Like, if you think a female, like, you look at the females or the males, the people that's their age don't want them sometimes. And the people, like, a little bit younger don't be wanting them. So they try to go to young, and then buy them all this stuff, and then they be with them, and when they trying to leave, niggas do stuff like this.
That bitch trying my bed, trying to do that cause this bitch be whack. I just fucking out the Ukraine. Bitch come through, she gon' throw shit back. Let me talk about brother got the bag. When now he ain't even have bite. Niggas bouncing ain't killing on sight. Heard that brother ain't definitely bite.
Man, Mississippi man killed his young wife for sleeping with the maintenance man, shorty. Don't that sound like some movie? You know what? Tap in.
His wife here in Jackson, and then barricaded himself in an apartment complex leasing office, now faces a murder charge. 52.
The bloodstains are still on the mat at the front entrance door of the leasing office. The shooting happened.
He had blood on his clothing. We assumed that came from the victim because she was definitely, you know, there was a lot of bloodshed.
This usually...
Assume? Nigga, who else would it come from, nigga? Like, honestly. And then he killed her for messing with the maintenance man. And it's a very young wife. He must have been tricked out or something. You know, they be spending a lot of money on these young girls and stuff. But I don't know what be wrong with these old heads, bro. Something really be wrong with these old heads.
Quiet complex now finding itself at the center of a crime scene.
Currently married, but my understanding she was trying to move on. And apparently, again, somebody who do not know how to deal with emotions. And now this family has been, you know, destroyed. Continuously called him as he continued to hang up as they called him. But he eventually told them that he was going to come out. And that's exactly what he did.
Actions.
I've been doing this a long time, but it never gets easy. Yeah. This lady came to work today. She never thought she'd lose her life at the hands of her husband at work today.
It seemed like it might be a new trend going on with the old dating the young and the young dating the old. But when it comes to love...
Yeah, that is kind of crazy, bro. And it happens a lot. The old dating the young and the young dating the old, shorty. That's wild.
How young is too young? That's the question that had residents from Jacksonville, Mississippi on social media in a frenzy when a man in his early 50s dated this 24-year-old and ended up taking her life just 5 months after they got married. On the surface, it looked like a modern-day love story when it defied the odds and silenced the critics. But
oh, so they was only married for 5 months? Nigga, she probably was trying to take some money and I probably would have killed her too. My bad.
Behind the wedding photos and viral videos was just a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. Now, I wanted to bring this to you guys' attention because every day, one of us find falling in love, it seems. And this story about love, control, and obsession that could possibly become a dangerous mix. A relationship that started with promise of forever, ended with headlines that shocked the entire community. Family and friends saw the warning signs, which brings us to a discussion I want to bring up at the very beginning of this video. As I mentioned, how old is too young when considered to be legal? Not just for the obvious reasons of the age, but similar interests, other than things that can give us pleasure for the moment. This isn't just a story about the age gap relationship, how a person dark past, masked by charm and charisma.
Yo, that nigga covered in blood. They still got the video, bro. He covered in blood, bro.
How a person dark past, masked by charm and charisma, can spiral into violence when the spotlight fades. And at the end, someone's life was stolen in cold blood. All because they loved the wrong person. That's up there in age. Look good, seem to have their head on their shoulders from the outside looking in, but can't seem to have a relationship, or at least keep one. Why you think that's so? But before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember.
Like, you thought that was something new? He old as hell and only could have got something that young. You really, like, what was you thinking? Like, when they do that, you got to think, like, something got to be wrong with them or something. You know? Like, if you think a female, like, you look at the females or the males, the people that's their age don't want them sometimes. And the people, like, a little bit younger don't be wanting them. So they try to go to young, and then buy them all this stuff, and then they be with them, and when they trying to leave, niggas do stuff like this. They single for a reason, shorty. And they came to you for a reason, shorty. But most of these females be too slow to even understand, you know?
Remember, I don't give you no aim. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to jump right to it. Now, to give an example on how this can play out even without a tragic situation as far as death, I want us to point out a recent situation and a solution with Shannon Sharpe. For those who don't know, Shannon Sharpe is 56 years old, a Hall of Fame NFL player and a media giant who was working with ESPN, but somehow still found himself caught up in a relationship with a much younger woman. Allegedly, this young woman was in her early 20s and met Shannon Sharpe in the gym. And before long, things escalated into what people are calling a situationship that went sideways.
That went sour. And I heard about this, John, bro. I ain't trying to be racist or nothing, but this happens a lot with the white women, bro. Y'all niggas be tripping. Honestly, bro. Y'all niggas be tripping. You a rich black nigga with some money. She knows she coming to get her bag. She knows she's in there. You know the police go believe her. Like, bro, what are we even talking about here? Niggas be stupid as hell, bro. Like, this happens so much. I don't even know how stupid these niggas can get. But, hey, I think he gave her 20 mil, too. 20 mil. 20 mil. What a coincidence.
But even though Shannon Sharpe wasn't married, reports say he was allegedly scammed out of nearly $24 million after settling a lawsuit with this young woman. And if that wasn't enough, just days after reports of that settlement surfaced, Shannon was quietly fired from ESPN. On top of that, he got hit with another $20 million lawsuit from a different woman who claimed Shannon.
Yo. He fired by ESPN, then he get hit by another woman. You see, they trying to rack him up. The other woman probably like, damn, she got some money. Oh, yeah, I'm going to try to do the same thing. Like, that's how these females think. And niggas like him be so stupid. Like, these old heads be having so much money and then doing stuff they not supposed to be doing, bro. Like, you got to watch out for stuff like that when you got money. Like, honestly, that's all you go find is gold diggers and, like, bro, what? When you got money like that and don't nobody want you at your age, bro, all they want is your money. And they'll do anything to get it, nigga.
And he used her personal life as content on his show, saying she divorced her husband over some alleged interactions with Usher. And all this drama came to light during what should have been a proud moment for Shannon's family, and which it still is. His older brother Sterling Sharpe Hall of Fame introduction. In the midst of all this, Shannon had to answer questions about the lawsuit, age-gap relationship, and messy personal choices. This is what he chose to say.
With a lawsuit, and about 2 weeks ago he settled that lawsuit and has since been fired. But here's what he had to say about it.
I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week, and really the only thing that I really ask is, like, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really wanted to be about him, and I wanted to be about my family. I know this coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. And so as I told him, as I profusely apologized to him earlier today, he said, bro, stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm going to love you regardless. We all make mistakes. And he says, bro, I love you. So I'm done with this. You're done with it too. Move on. And I really enjoyed my time at ESPN. It gave me an opportunity to bring my audience that saw me really just grow. They saw me, you know, Lakers in 5, and they saw me say all these analogies that my grandparents gave me, and I was able to bring that to ESPN. So I'm very, very grateful for that. But I just wished, of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday, because I hate the fact that I'm overshadowing my brother, the first 2 brothers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And this is what the headline's going to be for the next couple of days. So, bro, again, I know you told me this, I don't have to apologize, but I'm going to do it one final time tonight, and I won't apologize again. I'm sorry that I upstaged you in this manner. You know, that was never my intent. You've been my hero. You've been my role model from as long as I can remember. Supporting me when I was at ESPN, and every place that I've been, be it Club Shay Shay, Nightcap, Undisputed, ESPN. Thank you guys for your...
So now we got that out the way. Fam, that's just one example on how these older, younger dynamics can get real messy real quick. Fam, meet Ron Christopher Allen, 52 years old, from Jackson, Mississippi. In the beginning of the year, he got married to 24-year-old Malia Bess. She was the leasing manager at an apartment complex at the...
Why do these old heads really be thinking these young girls just, like, what in your right mindset will make you think that these young girls actually want you? They could get some young shit, and they got money too, and they got a mind on him. Like, it's not just the old heads that got minds and got money. So, they just know y'all the tricks. They know they could get some easy chunyan out y'all. Y'all be stupid as hell, bro. What do y'all think these females are really being a real deal relationship with y'all niggas? Dummy.
Westwood Apartments in Jackson, Mississippi. Together, the couple rented out homes as one of their main source of incomes. On July 31st, 2025, at around noon at the Westwood Apartments, Ron Allen showed up to discover his wife having a boyfriend who was the alleged maintenance worker. Before shooting his wife 7 times, Malia had died on the scene. May she rest in peace. Our love and condolences to her family. Officers arrived at the Robinson Street Apartments and found the alleged shooter with blood on his shirt. That's when the suspect barricaded himself inside the apartment's leasing office and fired additional shots. Jackson police Joseph Wade say the woman was likely already dead before the man barricaded himself in the building. However, officers were unable to determine her condition while the scene was still active. But eventually Allen was arrested. The next day he would have his bond hearing. On that day it was discovered during court that a witness had called Beth's phone during the incident. They said that Allen answered and confirmed she was dead. At the conclusion, it was later determined that the judge who gave him no bond had once gave him a repayment plan for a DUI.
Estranged wife here in Jackson, and then barricaded himself in an apartment complex leasing office, now faces a murder charge. 52-year-old Ron Christopher Allen is accused of killing 24-year-old Malia Bess. A deadly shooting happened at the Westwood Apartments on Robinson Street. 3 News Side's Quentin Smith has followed this story for you all day, and he tells us what investigators say led up to that deadly shooting.
Imagine dating someone 20-something younger than you. Nigga, when you was 20, shorty wasn't even born. When you was about 25, she was a baby. That ain't creep business to y'all? It just seemed weird to me. I'm sorry.
That fatal shooting happening here at the leasing office at Westwood Apartments. In fact, you can even see the bloodstains are still on the mat at the front entrance door of the leasing office. We found out Bess worked as a property manager here at the complex. We also learned that her husband, Ron Christopher Allen, is being accused of shooting her 7 times after finding out she had a boyfriend.
And I really wish that we could have done more to prevent this, but we have people that don't know how to deal with emotions.
This is exclusive video of Allen being taken into custody not long after police say that deadly shooting happened.
He had blood on his clothing. We assumed that came from the victim, because she was definitely, There was a lot of bloodshed.
This usually quiet complex now finding itself at the center of a crime scene. Everything happening around 11:30 Thursday morning. Investigators say not long after Bess made it to the leasing office to begin her work shift, Allen showed up with a gun, shooting and killing her.
They're currently married, but my understanding is she was trying to move on. And apparently, again, somebody who do not know how to deal with emotions. And now this family has been, destroyed.
After the shooting, police...
Hell yeah, because think about it, bro. If she was one of the managers, bro, and she was his wife, she could have taken some partially... Oh, what's it? Take part of what he got, part of the properties, she get a partial amount of that junk. How would you react if y'all just got married? She got a new boyfriend. She about to leave you, take half of your money and stuff. Me personally, I ain't gonna kill you myself. I'm lying. At 52, that's messed up. I don't know. I ain't gonna do it like that. He was stupid when he did that, shorty. I ain't gonna back to you. You could have went about this a different way, nigga. Could have got a young nigga to kill her or something. But you old as hell. You about to pass away in a couple years anyways. 10, 20 years. It ain't nothing about it. But to sit in jail for the rest of that time is crazy. I ain't gonna back to you.
Say Allen then went back inside the leasing office, fired more gunshots, and barricaded himself for over an hour. The police department's hostage team continued to make contact with the 52-year-old, trying to get him to come out and surrender peacefully.
Continuously called him as he continued to hang up as they called him. But he eventually told them that he was going to come out. And that's exactly what he did.
We've now learned the two were married for less than 6 months. Bess, who is from Chicago, is a recent graduate of Jackson State University. Investigators say they have recovered the gun Allen used, and they're now looking to hold him accountable for his actions.
I've been doing this a long time, but it never gets easy. This lady came to work today. Never thought she'd lose her life at the hands of her husband at work today.
No other workers or residents at the complex were injured during this fatal shooting. Allen is expected to make his initial court appearance on Friday. Reporting from Westwood Apartments, I'm Quentin Smith.
But there you have it, fam. This was the story of an older man who thought he found love with a younger woman. A relationship from the outside looking in looked like a fairy tale, but behind the scenes it was dangerous and a cocktail of control, jealousy, and obsession. This wasn't some celebrity scandal though. This was real life, and the price for ignoring red flags was dead. Send 11 prayers for the victim once again. May she rest.
Yeah, may she rest in peace, shorty. Send them prayers for her, but what did you expect out of it? It's not even what did you expect, like, this is crazy. No, it's what did you expect that from the old head? Like, you thought she was about to be loyal to you. You really thought she was going to love you. I bet you that the maintenance man was probably around her age and stuff. Wasn't no old head. I bet you. Probably, like, even if he is in 30s. Like, come on, bro. Who about to be messing with an old man? You old as hell.